We have got a second return of one of our favourite guests so far, Rebecca Adehill.
Rebecca Adehill is a global entrepreneur, business coach, and keynote speaker. A self-made seven-figure businesswoman, she's helped clients generate over $100 million in results.
When I was boarding the flight from Sweden to Dubai, I had close to 50K day cash collected. I think it was about $80,000 in sales. Just as I was boarding the plane, I said, Dubai's going to be great.
How do we now go and get this product in front of as many eyeballs as we can and turn this into a business where we can go on holiday for 6 weeks like you just did?
Beautiful. When your marketing is good enough, you don't have to sell. And when you understand this concept, that selling and marketing, it's like a oneness. It's not separate. 99% of all the marketing experts, they will tell you to focus on the pain. We're just flooding them with pain. That would be like the bro way of like marketing, which I am so against. If I drop $30,000 a month on ads with a 2x ROAS, I have a 30K profit just on the front end.
Not even spoken about your high ticket course yet.
Have not even spoken about the bump offer, the OTO. I have a low ticket offer on 37, a bump for 27, and an OTO of 197. Not to talk about what I'm selling on the back end. Can you see how fucking predictable this shit is?
And welcome back to another episode of the Two Blokes, One Business podcast with Pauli and Harv. And this is the first time ever for us. We have got a second return of one of our favourite guests so far, Rebecca Adehill. Thanks for joining us.
I'm feeling very special being here for a second time. I feel like we've already started to have a conversation. We should have pressed record like the second I got in here, but I'm very excited and thank you for having me back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. Like, we had so many messages after your first episode, and I think we said we could have sat here for another 2 or 3 hours and spoke. And we spoke pretty much about your journey and your mindset, and we didn't get into some of the value you can bring from a business sense. So after all the messages, we were like, let's go again.
Let's go again.
So now
Let's
we're
do
here.
it.
But as a recap, can you, people that might not have listened to the first episode, can you remind them who you are, what you do, and probably what's changed since that last episode that we sat down?
So when was I here? Like a couple of months ago, like 3 months ago.
Just before you went back to Sweden.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, born and bred in Sweden. I moved out here in 2010. I've had a pretty diverse journey up until I started my business. I'm now a business mentor. I've scaled to a multi-million-dollar company, beautiful global company, and I get to work with the most incredible human beings. I'm a mum. I've got 3 little kids. And I've just come back from a 6-week holiday with the family. And that's basically it in short. Things that I'm really passionate about talking about is scalability in business and making sure that we are building incredible businesses by building incredible systems, and then making sure that we have a scalable model where you can have consistent revenue coming in through the business. And then on top of that as well, looking at what are we doing with all of the profits coming in and how can we now funnel the profits into building assets and more wealth.
Bang, done. As Harv said, we kind of went quite high level and motivation and mindset on the first step, which was great. But personality type I am, and you are too, I want to go nitty gritty detail. I want the magic, the secret sauce.
Numbers and spreadsheets and data and analytics. Let's go.
Ads has been so excited for this.
Yes.
For ever since we got booked in a few weeks ago. Are we going to go deep on this?
We're going to go deep. Yeah,
here we go.
So I guess for context, right, me and Harv are starting an online education business soon. We've recorded the content. We're super excited. I'm actually repping some of the merch today. It's a new world for us. We're from a service-based business background where we were good at our job, which then we took a punt to go and start our own business, still doing our job. So it was quite an easy transition because we just had to keep doing what we were doing already into the new world, jazz it up, do it a little bit better, which we think we have. And now we've built an awesome business called Harwell. What we're stepping into now has a recruitment tinge to it. So we've got the subject matter expertise, but what we don't have is knowledge of funnels, the marketing, the ROAS, the ad spend, the pay, the world of paid ads. All of this is brand new. So I kind of feel like the universe has done an absolute solid for us timing wise to have us sat together. And maybe it's sensible to use that business as a bit of a case study. So if someone is at home thinking about the world of online business coaching and how you can use funnels to grow and scale your audience there, even if it's nothing to do with recruitment, of course, it's going to reflect really seamlessly across different business models and different types of businesses for them to then go and take inspiration from. So
Yes.
let's start at the start, right? We've recorded the content. We think we did a decent job. We think we've got a good idea of what people might want to pay some money for to get value from. How do we now go and get this product in front of as many eyeballs as we can, the right eyeballs, and turn this into a business where we can go for a holiday for 6 weeks like you just did?
Beautiful.
And screenshotting payments on your Instagram story.
Solid payment. When I was boarding the flight from Sweden to Dubai, I had close to 50K day cash collected. I think it was about $80,000 in sales. Just as I was boarding the plane, I said, Dubai's going to be great. And you bet I bought some diamonds when I went over there. No, it was beautiful. So first and foremost, when it comes to building and even talking around like funnels, I kind of want to have a very realistic conversation around funnels, because I understand having a sales funnel, like passive revenue, sales coming in every single day, like it sounds really sexy. But I always say the golden funnel is you. The funnels in your business is there to support you and amplify your message when you are not there. So the funnel doesn't actually replace you. I am a core part of my funnel, and a funnel alone, it's not going to be that strong that I know that I amplify it or the funnel actually amplifies me. So they actually go hand in hand. So the first thing I want to say is like you are equally as important as the funnel that you are building. So, and the process of building out a funnel that is, and I always say the funnel is funneling, that it's consistent, sales are coming in, it's really resonating, it's landing. First and foremost, let's reverse engineer the entire process. So let's look at what is the outcome of the course that, or the programs that you are selling. What's like the elevator pitch? What is the outcome that you are selling?
We're going to take Joe Bloggs from working a full-time role, capped at a salary that he's not motivated to live his best life through. He's stuck doing the same thing and he wants more. He believes he can go and do more. We're going to give you the framework to use, leverage, take advantage of all of your network, your qualifications, your history, the people you went to school with, uni with, the people you go to barbecues with, to then start a new business, recruiting and helping companies exactly like the ones you work for and helping people exactly like the ones you work with go and get better opportunities.
Yes. Beautiful. What is running through his mind currently? Can we go deeper? What is he thinking at like 2 a.m. when he comes home on like a Friday afternoon, or like, you know, he wakes up on a Sunday, he's like, fuck, Monday. Like, what is he actually thinking? What's he navigating right now?
So probably wanting to spend more time with family, more financial freedom, probably battling with, I've studied potentially 4 or 5 years at uni. I've then spent 10 years in this career and I'm not fulfilled anymore. And the only way to move forward is perhaps up the corporate ladder. But when I look 5-10 years ahead of myself up that corporate ladder, that's not happiness. You know, my boss is super stressed, doing 60-70 hour weeks, not seeing their family. So there's some real drivers to push away, but they might be a mid-career professional. So they might be in their 30s, in their 40s, where traditionally people think, fuck, that's too late to change. So there's a lot of different things you're battling with. And then the number one thing of making change, they're scared. It's the fear of the unknown.
So tell me more about that. Tell me more about what are they actually scared of? What are some of the actual stories that they are telling themselves?
I've seen old mate from the pub start a new business and it failed and he lost his house. Why me? Why can I go and leave being an accountant where I'm really good at numbers and then start selling to people? I'm not good enough. I haven't got the skills to do that.
Secure salary is the number one thing, which, as we know, salary is not secure. Hundreds of thousands of people are made redundant every single day. So it's not that secure, but that's one big roadblock.
Beautiful. So now, and I want the two of you, and I can tell you've already done like work here, but I want you to go so deep on fully understanding the exact words Joe is using. What is he thinking? Like, what is the internal dialogue to the specific detail in the specific language that he would use on a daily basis? I want you to know that. If I ask you, boom, this is it. So I want you to know it better than him. So sometimes he won't even be able to articulate how he's feeling. It's just like an icky feeling in his body. Like he's like more, but he doesn't know what more is. Like he just like know it's something. And he has a lot of different conversations. So I want you to be so clear on what is he actually navigating right now? What feelings does that actually bring up for him? And then on the flip side, because when you think about it, we're all in business because we are solving someone's problem. Yeah. And we want to take them from problem land to promised land. The bridge that they walk across is what you offer. So all we're going to do now is that we are going to mirror the solution. So everything that he's navigating. So he's scared or he feels like, oh, I'm not good at selling. I'm really good at accounting, but I'm not good at this. Why me? How can we now mirror the solution? What would be an actual outcome that we are working towards? What would be a more empowered internal dialogue? Like if we could use the assumption that he's like, no, I can do this. I want more. And this is what it's going to look like. What would be the AKA like promised land or desire land that ultimately he wants to work towards? What would that be? How would you communicate desired land? What is he actually working towards? If there was no fear involved, what would that be?
For me, a big one's control. One of the most control over everything, control over your finances, control over your time, control over the amount that you can go and pick your kids up from school because you're no longer answering to a boss. Yes, there's scary things, but for us in business, the best thing that we've had is control over everything. The only way this fails is because of us. Yes. Which is scary, but also
it's very empowering.
You work hard, you do the right thing, and it's super fulfilling as well. The success is because of you. That's for me where we need to get them to.
Pride is a big one as well, depending on the type of person. If they can go and break out of the mundane 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, go and start this business, be someone who provides for family. As a male, speaking from my experience, like to be able to provide for your family, that gives you an immense sense of pride and fulfillment internally.
Uncapped earning potential in relation to effort as well. We all know someone in a salary goes and does a 50, 60-hour week because there's deadlines. You might get a pat on the back at the end of the week, but you don't get any extra money in your paycheck or any extra time off. Now, in this world, in recruitment in particular, you work an extra 10 hours a week, you fill 2 more jobs, there's 40 grand straight back into your pocket.
Wow, there we go.
You're in control of that.
Yeah. 100%.
At every single turn.
So with that knowing, and you have to be so clear on, because 99% of all the marketing experts, they will tell you to focus on the pain. They would be like, you are so overwhelmed, you're unfulfilled in your job, and you can never pick up your kids from school, and you're working 70-hour week, and that, like, we're just flooding them with pain. That would be like the bro way of like marketing, which I am so against. It's like, do we have to make them feel even worse about their situation, or can we be the light that they seek? Can we be the evidence that they are looking for? It's like when you are watching me online, you're like, fuck, I want the screenshots. I want this. Tell me how you do that. It's not because I'm telling you that you're just like, yeah, you don't even have the results yet. Yeah, fuck, you don't even know anything about funnels. And you like, it's not what, worse. Right? You feel shit about yourself versus me being the evidence and painting the picture so clearly of what's possible for you, then breaking it down in a very tangible way in terms of how we can achieve that together. Now, because at the moment it's unfamiliar, it's like it's a new path, it's fear. And that fear it's simply because he's never walked down that path before. He doesn't know what's like on the other side. So of course, like that's how we're wired. Like your brain is like meant to keep you safe, and like a new path is unfamiliar. So it's like, so what we are doing as humans, if I don't have the evidence, can we now look for external evidence of ultimately what I'm working towards? First and foremost, you get to be that evidence. So your biggest job as you are starting is to understand the top 3 problems that you are solving for your ideal client, but highlight the solution, and not just the solution. And here's where a lot of people go wrong. They start to market, we're going to get you 5 modules. We're going to get you this course. Stuff the course. Yeah. Tell me about the transformation.
What does it achieve?
Tell me how he's going to feel when he wakes up on a Monday morning saying, kids, I'll be there to pick you up at 2:45, and then we'll go for ice cream at like 3 o'clock. Tell me what that feels like. And also what we can actually do. We can speak proactively into what he's currently thinking. Now he's going to go, oh my gosh, they're in my head. That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm navigating. How do they know? Like they can articulate better what I want than I'm able to do myself. Now we are building a connection on a deeper level. And I often say people move when they feel moved. And what I mean by that is that when people feel an emotional connection with the picture that you are painting, they are now going to take action. Not because we made them feel shit in the process or because we are putting salt in their wounds. It's like we make them feel whole. We make them feel capable, and we are creating that much certainty and safety by painting the picture of what life could be like, and this is how we're going to do it together. And you can say, if you are clear on the what and the why, let us be the how. And that's what I say to all of my clients. If you are clear on the what you are building and why you are building it, don't worry about the how. I've got you there. Makes sense? So the biggest part as you are starting out now, be so clear on that. Not like you want more. That's called an umbrella term. You want financial freedom. Umbrella terms. It's like it all sounds really, really, really cool, but go deeper into like micro specific things that you are actually supporting him with. Now we're going to hit something on a deeper level that he's going to connect with. That's step number one.
We've done that. This so much. We've done that with setting our goals. Like we were so shit at setting goals for me and Ads. It was like, what's your goal? Oh, we want to earn $1 million a year personal income.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's so surface level. Why? Financial freedom. Why? What does that look like? Support my family. Go deeper, pay off mum's mortgage. Cool. That's your goal. You come to work every day and you work hard because the outcome is paying off your mum's mortgage.
And then it's even further than that, what's the feeling that gives you?
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And also that feeling, you need to embody that feeling today.
Yeah. Got ya.
It's so good because when we're recording this course, like we're very passionate about recruitment and we're recording it, we're going, fuck me. Like this, like, you can't fail. If you do this course and you take all the steps that we tell you to take, you can't fail. You will make the money. But I'm like, that can't be the messaging because then we're selling the features of the courses. We've got to get the messaging right of what that gives them. Because I didn't love recruitment at the start.
Yes.
It's what it's given me.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, speak into that because that's ultimately like, and something that I say, it's like, I reached all 5 levels of freedom. Well, let's talk about that. Freedom like of purpose, freedom of relationships, like the financial freedom, like freedom of time. Like there are so many things that I now can say I have done this, and it's because the way I've actually set up my business. It's the way I have positioned things. And when you speak into that, and I know that's still umbrella terms, but when you go deeper into the actual how, those specific details, it's like that creates certainty, and certainty is required in order for people to feel safe. And people must feel safe in order for them to go, I'm going to bet on these guys. I know this is it. So how can we create as much safety as possible that they're going to go, I can see the embodiment, I can see the credibility, I can tell that they know exactly what they are talking about. This is going to be a safe bet for me. Yeah. Another aspect, even as you are building this out now, and I always say the time before you are launching is the most important time. A lot of people, and I know you've recorded your things, which is great, you need to get it done, but I always say that market your product, then go and build it. So where a lot of people, they go and they prepare and then they record the thing and they get the website and then they get the checkout and all the systems and they're like, now we're going to start our marketing. Where I'm like, no, we're going to walk out from this conversation and you're going to start drilling it today and you're going to start creating, not selling the course, but what you stand for and what you help people with without selling a course. Because as soon as you go, come and buy my stuff, people go, oh, they put their walls up. When your marketing is good enough, you don't have to sell. And when you understand this concept that selling and marketing it's like a oneness. It's not separate. So we can infuse something called soft selling. I use this all the time in my marketing. I would basically explain if you are navigating this problem or if you are feeling X, Y, and Z and you want to get to this point, and I'll speak on a particular topic, then I will very gently like plug my program or say something, this is what I teach my clients inside of my Millionaire Mastermind. And we navigate X, Y. I don't use the call to action. I'm just like planting a seed. And that is what you should be doing probably like at least 2 months. Pumping out as much content as possible, planting seeds. So when you do use a call to action, you have already primed them for what's coming. Make sense?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. That's kind of similar to, I guess it's not yet, but it's the idea of warming those people up to then pull them into potentially a free community or a low ticket community to then drop your high ticket product.
Yes. So this is what we spoke about off air before when it comes to a conversion event. And the biggest, and I think in my opinion, the best way to build as much trust and credibility as possible, especially if you are targeting a cold audience, is to have a conversion event. A conversion event can be a free resource. It can be a masterclass. It can be an audio series. It can be a challenge. It can be even a paid low ticket offer. Now, I just want to digress for a minute. Only because it's free or low ticket, it doesn't mean that it's low value. I want you to create every single offer for your top tier client. And here's where a lot of people go wrong. They start to design their low ticket offer for a beginner. Their free stuff like it's a freaking leftover. Where I'm like, design everything for your top tier client. Now, when we are driving traffic into a conversion event, I have one coming up in a couple of weeks, and I have hundreds of founders already, registering for this event.
I did.
Yeah,
I think you did too. Yeah. Can't wait to see you there. And basically what I'm doing there, and this is the coolest part, when you have a conversion event, now I'm going to give you a little secret tip here.
Yes, here we go.
You ready? Yeah. You should name your conversion event the tangible outcome of your paid program. Name your conversion event the tangible outcome of your paid program. So the course that you are selling on the back, what's the tangible outcome?
Escape the 9 to 5. Deeper.
No, that's what we're moving away from. What are they getting?
So how do you mean? Sorry.
They're
What's
regaining control of their life.
So, we have to go deeper. This is great. This is the nitty gritty stuff that people kind of like, we look past it. An example is, I had a masterclass called High Cash Months.
Got ya. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Why is that? Because the program that I was selling on the back end, it was all about achieving high cash months.
Yeah.
The tangible outcome was high cash months.
Yeah.
I have a masterclass coming up called the $1 Million Funnel. What do you think I'm selling on the back?
Yeah.
A program that is linked to creating $1 million funnel. So now I know every single lead that I'm getting, what do you think they want?
Yeah, the back end program. That's what
the tangible outcome of my paid program.
Yeah.
And the way you position your conversion event, if you make it free, and you'll see it live if you join me, you position it in a way that it's still valuable, designed for your top tier client. But the way you position it is that you share the what they need and why they need it. The how is your paid program.
Yeah.
This is how they are going to connect with it so deeply. We know because they signed up. We know already that they are looking for the tangible outcome of your paid program.
Yeah.
We are painting the picture so clearly of what they need and why they need it. And then we're going to give them one very specific little takeaway that they can actually walk away with and implement immediately. And then we're going to give them an absolute no-brainer to say yes.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm just laughing here because I've seen it on Instagram and I've gone $1 million funnel for RAI would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sign up.
And this is it. Like and when I present my offer on the back end, when I show you the bridge and I'm like, you don't even have to fucking think. I'm going to walk you through the exact process. And in 8 weeks, you will have a fully operational system with funnels and ads and understanding exactly what vertical funnels are, horizontal funnels, how to maximize your CLV, how we can get people from your course into your mastermind without you selling more. I'd be like, I've got you.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I'll walk out of this conversation and be like, can we fucking sign up?
Yeah. I can't wait for that. We're going to look at each other in the eye and go, fuck, you got us, didn't you?
Yeah. No, but can you see? Because like I know that's what you are working towards amongst hundreds of other founders. Where a lot of people, they create a conversion event and they're like, Ignite. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that actually mean? Like, learn to name the thing. Simplicity wins and that scales. When we're trying to be like all quirky and just like come up with like these random words, it's like, just say what it is.
Yeah.
I've got a question because I think we've done some really good things in the filming of this course. So in recruitment globally or in Australia anyway, the kind of baseline or the pass mark is a 30K month. And we've used that terminology over and over and over again in our course. It's about getting people to 30K months as quickly as possible, which we believe they can achieve in the first 3 months.
Yeah.
You do the maths, that's over 350K a year.
Love that.
Joe Blokes might have been on 100K plus super. The question here is a potential conversion event could be called 30K months or getting to 30K months. But I noticed you called yours high cash months. Calling it 30K months, is that capping it? Should we be talking bigger or talking higher, or am I just going too nitty-gritty now?
Is it not too far away where they go, actually, I can achieve that?
No, and the only thing is that like I can sit here and we can, project or analyze and forecast, and we can be like, oh, maybe that will work. Maybe we are capping ourselves. But also my rule is you're only one test away from knowing. So you can go with 30K for sure, but my argument, and this is not like the reason why I wouldn't have like a 10K or 30K is because I know that once you hit 30K with the funnel, there's actually nothing stopping you from hitting 100K.
Yeah.
But we're in a different industry.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe it's more realistic when you're looking at the volume of work that's required, looking at conversion events, looking at the actual industry. Maybe that's like a really beautiful goal to actually get to. So, and also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this would like at least like 5x their income, perhaps.
That's it. I'm trying to think where we're taking people from as career changes to 30K months is still a drastic change of their life. Whereas potentially you're taking people from already business owners or smaller business owners to larger.
Yeah.
So that's where obviously it's got to be.
I think it's great.
Same process, but what's right for our audience as well.
100%. And inside of this conversion event, now we're going to go even deeper. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So inside of the conversion event, you are going to have certain objections, right? That we spoke about before. You said, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I'm not a salesperson, security in my job, and, whatever else. Inside of the conversion event, you want to proactively tackle every single objection before they've even asked it. So by the time you get to the end, you're like, crush that one, crush that one, crush that one, crush that one. Now we have given them no reason not to say yes. They're going to be like, well, yeah, she crushed that objection. Now I can't say time. Oh, well, she's actually already given me all of the emails. I just need to tweak them. And here's the process of tweaking them. Oh, I've got the full ManyChat flow. I can just hit duplicate, and this is how you're going to do that. We have like, there are so many things that I'm just like, I'm tackling all of them, linking in with ultimately what they're working towards, why it's important. I'm tackling all of the objections that they could possibly have. Then I'm painting the picture of the solution, and I'm giving them an absolute no-brainer to say yes. Not everyone will say yes on the first day, and that's when you go deeper and have something called a conversion sequence. A conversion sequence generally goes for 72 hours. That is from the moment they have watched the conversion event. Then we want to send them a number of emails because we're going to go like, we're not letting you go yet. So we're going to smash them with some emails and, again, proactively speak into all of the objections that they currently have, paint the picture of what's possible for them, why they should move now, with an irresistible offer attached to it. So when they are getting all of these emails, you will get them as well. You'll be taking notes. When you get all of these emails, it's like we are putting the pressure on of you saying yes. And there will be some people that, of course, like you're not going to have 100% conversion. And if you have people that choose not to join, we're going to be like, we're going to let them breathe for a little minute. But I'm like, I've still got another card I'm going to play. Yeah. So what I then do, we have something called a downsell sequence. And this is like the power that no one sees. And it's just like, it's so effortless. Once all of this is integrated, then we're going to be like, hey, I know you really want this. Here's an extended payment plan. We don't present it on the first go. We present it on the back end when the conversion sequence has run out. We give them a bit of breathing room, and then we make it an even more of a no-brainer. So the course that you are charging $6,000 for, we're going to be like, let's put this on a 12-month payment plan. Now they're paying $500 and they're going to get started. And we are saying, let's get you to 30K in 90 days.
No-brainer.
Can you see how it's like a complete no-brainer? And that is the power of a really incredible funnel that is like, we want them to go, I'll be so fucking stupid if I say no to this. That's what we want them to think. But if it's like, oh, I'm going to give them like a fucking $10 voucher, they're going to be like, I couldn't care. Yeah. Like it has to be a no-brainer to make it really powerful. I could keep going.
Oh, please. Yeah. I'm loving this.
Yeah. That's keen to dig into. Keep going. But after, how are we getting them into the top of that funnel?
Yeah, nice.
Because we've got, especially with us, we've got no track record. Other than the framework and the credibility through Harwell, which we've discussed some potential awards and recognitions coming up that will give us all the credibility in the world.
Yeah.
But right now, we haven't sold one course. No one has bought this course and done a 30K month.
Yes. Okay. Well, and you haven't launched your conversion event yet.
No.
Yeah. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Then if you're open to that, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to have a conversion event. Yes.
Honestly, whatever you say, I'm going to do.
Yeah. No, yes. We're going to have a conversion event. That's the first thing we are going to do. Then before we even dive into ads, I was very, very patient for many years and ran my entire business on organic marketing until I knew exactly, now I can click a finger and people will sign up because that is how well I know my target audience. I know exactly what they are thinking. I know what they need. I know how to create urgency. I know how to build like an emotional connection. I know what creates demand, like all of the above. So now when I say something, they're going to be like, oh, fuck, Rebecca's in my head again. Let's go. Every single time. So before we are starting, we can talk about ads as well. Before we are putting $1 on ads, we are going to proof test your organic content first. So I want you to go out and promote your conversion event and try. For me, I want 100 organic signups before I put $1 on ads. To some of my clients that maybe don't have the same volume, I say if you can get 50 people sign up to a conversion event for free, that means that your messaging is landing. So what we are doing, we're actually not going in blind to paid advertising. We are taking a proven reel, static post, a carousel, an email with very particular messaging, or like a story. We're like, oh, this is landing. People are connecting with this. So now we are taking a proven like model or messaging, and now we can put ad spend behind it. Now ads is like you're stepping into ads with so much predictability because if it's converting organically, it's going to do really well from a paid advertising perspective. Make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Would you do that with trial reels initially? Because I'm thinking of my current following. I'd say 80% of that following is a legacy following of people who knew me before all of this.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Jake and Lockie from Naturally Cooked Sunscreen, and we are pumped to be sponsoring the Two Blokes, One Business podcast.
We're on a mission to foster a generation of Australians who take sun safety more seriously and encourage it amongst their mates. You can find us at naturallycooked.com.au or follow us at Naturally Cooked Sunscreen.
Yes, but we need to change your assumption because at the moment you are not communicating the way you want to because your assumption is that 80% of people are not interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, they might actually be the people who
maybe they are the people.
We're about to start. We're probably going to start a new Instagram. I think a couple of things. There's like a bit of a digression. We've seen is it's all about engagement, right? So if I've got half my followers, still people back in England I went to school with, not necessarily engaging with the content because that's not the fella they chose to follow in the first place. If you go and start a new Instagram, very specific about who this is targeted towards, even if there's 100 followers, if 90 of those are liking the content, algorithm-wise, we've been told that that's going to have good engagement and then we'll grow that way. What's your take?
My take on that is no.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I did that. I used to have a bit of a like lifestyle just page, like posting kids and beach and whatever else. And I used to have a separate, when I had my business and marketing agency, separate coaching. But what I have realized is that I'm not interested in just like posting like random content anymore. that I want one page that I dedicate for like my personal brand and my business. I don't want to have 2 pages for it. I want one page. And when I transitioned and started to post more business content, I think I lost about 5,000 followers. They're like, yep, see ya. We just want to like see you as a mom. We want to see you as like, I'm like, cool, that's fine. So what you'll find is that your engagement will drop first and just like be okay with that. But then you are going to get like new people in. So just like trusting that, allowing for like the algorithm to do its thing and continue just to push out content to be like it's a decision that you need to make. I knew like and people love as soon as I post like my husband or my kids or like family stuff, like my engagement is through the roof. People are going to be like, can you post this more? I'll be like, no, I fucking can't because it's not paying my fucking bills.
Yeah.
Right? It's not paying my bills. And sure, if you want to know, like if we were that like good of a mates in school, send me, if you really want to see photos of me and my dogs and my kids, send me a message and I shall send you a photo. Okay? We're just on a different path. If you want to make $1 million a year, fuck your school friends. I'm sorry, I love them. But it's like, let's start to create on your personal brands now and be like, this is what I'm available for. This is the direction that we're taking. Either you like it or you don't. I'm completely unbothered. That's the direction.
I mean,
don't fuck around starting a new page.
Okay.
Just go all in on what you are doing and start to create with the assumption today that people are listening. Every story that you create, and I don't know if I mentioned this last time, right? Every story that you create, having those assumptions for all of it, like starting now, that's what you're available for. And if you, excuse my friend, start to like pussy around with your content and be half in, people are not going to pay you because you're not going to take up that piece of real estate in people's minds. You're having this conversation with me today and you have me back for a second conversation simply, and I get to make that assumption, it's because I take up that piece of real estate in your mind. If I were to post like shit about dogs and football and whatever else, people wouldn't connect with me in the same way. I wouldn't take up that piece of real estate. And the assumption that I create with is that every human, every 41,000 people on my Instagram, even though I know that it's like my grandma and my parents and friends from school, like, yes, there are some of them, but I don't create for them. I create with the assumption that everybody is listening. Everybody, they are hanging off every freaking word I say. They are abundant. They are resourceful. They are ready to pay me. Every single person is making it a priority to build out their sales funnel. They want a scalable business. They want to take the profits, they invest it into property. Like that's my assumption. You get to have the same assumption now, and it may not be true from the beginning, but the way you will carry yourself with that assumption, it will change the way you're communicating. Because now your assumption is like, oh, I don't know if people are interested in, you're interested in it.
Yeah. And is that why I've seen you do the clever content in the way of it's yourself and Kim going for a round of golf on a Tuesday morning. So you're showing that lifestyle and that balance, but it's got your screenshots of all your payments coming through.
Yeah,
whilst
that
you're
telling
out there.
you? What's that telling you?
It's getting us to the point of, okay, this is the lifestyle you've created where you can go and play golf on a Tuesday with your brother and there's thousands of dollars still rolling through the door.
Correct. That is my message. So it's like people think it's like a random round of golf. No, what's my actual message? And when people like, I sat down and played the freaking piano for 3 hours yesterday because I fucking can. And I had money coming in, sitting there, and I said, oh, husband, I'm just like wrapping up a few things, like sitting there playing because I can. Because the way I have set up my business, like that is my underlying message. I don't even need to say it. I just need to show it.
That's where it comes full circle, hey?
Comes full circle.
Yeah.
So going back to your question around top of funnel is test it from an organic standpoint first and foremost. Once you have, say, 5 or 6 or 7 creatives where you're like, oh, I had 2 signups here. You don't have to have hundreds. 2 signups here. We had 5 here. We had like 10 people when we signed up to, and it is free. So you're like, perfect, this is landing. Now you take your proven post that you have published on both your trial reels and onto your main grid. And mind you, I am posting about at least 10 trial reels a day. Wow. People are going to be like, you never post, Rebecca. I repost the same trial reels every single day.
Oh.
With a backing of a ManyChat automation with a call to action, it's all subtle. It's all happening. Like no one, unless you follow me, it's like, well, the people that are not following me, they're going to get that.
Yeah, of course. That's really interesting.
So you can literally I have about 50 drafts sitting on my Instagram at the moment. Publish 10 before I go to bed. I'll wake up to new followers, triggers on ManyChat automation, straight into the funnel.
I love it so much. What haven't we covered?
Ads.
Ads. All right. Let's recap. So we have covered so far. Because I just want to make sure I probably understand this myself. So I imagine people listening are too. Right. So we spoke about understanding the deep, deep worries, dreams, and hopes of the ICP. Right. Then we spoke about and I want to highlight there.
I want to highlight there. We need to understand the pain and the problems. We don't market to the pain and the problems. We market to the desired outcome.
Yeah.
We're going to go deep on that.
Yeah.
Understanding what are the top 3 problems that you are solving. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the bridge that they basically walk across to get from problem land to promised land. Then we spoke about creating a conversion event.
Yeah.
Directly tied to those outcomes that it achieves.
Yeah. Exactly right. And imagine you could have 3 different conversions events with slightly different messaging, touching on different things, and go really specific versus going broad in a conversion event. You can have 3 vertical funnels going at one time.
Yeah. And on that conversion event, you're talking about the what and the why.
Yes.
And your product is the how.
Correct.
And you drip them a little couple of nibbles, couple of nuggets in there they can implement straight away.
Perfect.
Okay. And then post 72 hours post conversion event for the people that don't convert. There's a sequence.
Yes.
And then that's where you play your last card.
Well, there's one more after that. Then there's the last hurrah after they've cooled down a little bit.
Correct. That's called the downsell sequence. Yeah. Even though we're not downselling to a different program, you can downsell with an extended payment plan.
Yeah. That's what I mean, the last card. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went to the top of the funnel.
Yeah. Our content.
Which is showing the outcomes and the lifestyle that your course creates to warm these people up through organic content. Fuck, we're learning a lot here, mate.
This is so good. All right, ads. Let's have it.
Ads. Okay, amazing. So I'm currently spending about $1,000 a day on ads. It's not going to be forever. Maybe I increase, maybe I decrease. But as I'm in this launch, I currently have 1 low ticket offer that is humming very, very nicely. And what I mean by that is that it's ROAS positive. I'm always making sure that whatever budget I put in, that I'm receiving more. I would say...
Have you got a number that you go for? What a good performance is?
Well, in my opinion, because obviously I have a beast of a funnel in the back end, for as long as, and this is what I like about a paid low ticket offer, that essentially if I have a $50, this for simplicity, $50 offer, and I have a 2x ROAS on that.
Yeah, you're happy.
I'm happy. So I know that I'm going to get that money back. So for every $1 I spend, I'm going to get 2 back.
Yeah.
Now, scaling that becomes very predictable. So essentially, if I drop $30,000 a month on ads with a 2x ROAS, I have a $30K profit just on the front end.
Not even spoken about your high ticket course yet.
Have not even spoken about the bump offer, have not spoken about the OTO. And the general rule when you are building out a low ticket offer is with your bump offer and your OTO, which is your one-time offer, you want to double the cart value of your low ticket offer.
Yeah.
That's the kind of general rule, and you can even go above that. I have an OTO in about 197, low ticket offer on 37, a bump for 27, and an OTO of 197, not to talk about what I'm selling on the back end. And when you have an 80% uptake on your bump and a 20% uptake on your OTO, but you are profitable on the low ticket offer.
Wow.
Can you see how fucking predictable this shit is?
Yeah. So then you've got the actual confidence to go and put a big ad spend in because you know exactly what your return is, but then you've also tested the organic content that hits to know exactly where to put your money.
Correct. I had 100 organic conversions with my paid low ticket offer before I put a cent on ads. And I took those exact creatives, plugged them onto ads. So I would have, and the way I like to break down ads, and I actually ran a session on this yesterday, I want you to see it as a house. There's 3 parts to running ads. You have the campaign, which is your objective, whether you want leads or sales or brand awareness, The only two I ever use is sales and leads. Sales for a low ticket offer, leads for a free conversion event. Then you step into the house, you have different rooms in the house. The rooms represents your ad set level, which is your budget and the people that you are targeting. And say I have a 3-bedroom house. It means that I'm going to have one campaign with 3 different rooms. Yeah. 3 different, like maybe countries I'm targeting or interest or open targeting. And we can speak more about that. And inside of each room, you wouldn't just have one chair, right? You have multiple furniture inside of each room, which means you then have multiple creatives inside of each ad set. Makes sense? One campaign, multiple ad sets with multiple creatives under each.
Yeah.
So 70% makes up your creative. 70% of your results comes down to the quality of your creatives.
Okay.
By that, do you mean different styles of messaging?
You have to find a style that really works for you. And your style may be different to mine. Like I can upload a 7-second reel when I have no sound, just B-roll with a strong text overlay as the hook with the caption, and that's converting. As soon as I start talking, people are like, nah, don't want to hear it, go away. So you need to, and you can only test. So I would look at what creative is converting, and I will kill off all the ones that are not converting well. So once you are opening up the beautiful golden can of worms when it comes to ads, you just need to be in it. It's like the stock market. Like you don't just like jump in and then you never look at it. It's like you jump in, but you need to be on top of the data. You need to be on top of, your input, your fuel, which is your budget, your creatives. So I spend a lot of time and energy looking through it, and I do all of the ads myself. And the reason why I do that, I could very easily outsource it. But for me, I love marketing is the most important aspect in your business and the last thing that you should outsource. And I want to be so on top of my numbers and truly, truly, truly understanding. And my beliefs are that no one understands my target client as well as I do, because I live and breathe it, and be so on top of it, understanding creatives, what's resonating, what's converting. And once you are ROAS positive, you can scale it.
The rip. Okay. Can you continue with the house analogy? Because that was really good. So you've got I think we went to the first room, and then what's the second room?
Okay, so when it comes to, your ad set level, so you have a creative campaign, say we are driving sales. Yeah. Then you have each room, which means that we are targeting different audiences. Okay. So I can have one where I do interest targeting, which means that I can plug in as many interests as I believe my target audience will be interested in. I can go online advertising, funnels, I could go wealth building, I can go online marketing, I could go mindset, I could go so deep on everything. They will be scrolling, stopping, and it doesn't just have to be the particular topic. We can actually allow ourselves to go a bit broader, where in the past, the way they would teach it would be like never use more than like 5 interests in one ad set. In my experience, when I jam pack all of the interest into one ad set, it tends to perform a lot better than separating them. So I would do one very specifically on interest targeting. Then I would have one, especially now with AI coming in, one that is completely open. So this is another room, just open targeting. I'll just select the country. So I would go like Australia and the US, and then I would have a separate campaign that is just Western Europe, which converts so well. Oh. So random. Never would have thought it, but converts really, really well. And you pay less for the leads compared to Australia and the US, which is really interesting. So basically now we have interest targeting, which is one room. Yeah. We have open targeting to a specific country, call it Western Europe. Then you can do another ad set, which is another room with another open targeting, but you can target the US or Australia. Then you can even have Instagram. This is a great one. Instagram engages. So people that have engaged with your Instagram account in the last 45 days, it's probably why you see my ads. because I'm targeting the people. And this is like basically like the cream of top, because this is just people that are already engaging with your content. Now we are showing them an offer they can't say no to, because I know they're already interested.
Yeah.
So that can also be another ad set level. So, and retargeting is another one. People that have clicked onto the website, but they have not yet purchased, I can go back and do a full retargeting sequence based on the people that have clicked but haven't purchased.
You see those guys convert at a much higher percentage?
With the retargeting?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you kind of give them, and I will shift up the creative. So once you do a retargeting sequence, the thing with retargeting is that you need volume in order for it to actually convert.
Yeah.
So I never start an ad with a retargeting. I will actually add in, like once I've had thousands of people come through and actually click through, that's when I actually step in and I do a retargeting in the last like 180 days. And then I will launch it. So you actually have more data and more traffic. And the creatives, because it's a retargeting, they've seen my original ads. They have gone to the landing page. They have not bought. So I'm like, now I'm going to go in with a different angle because I know they've clicked.
Yeah. There's enough interest. It's that, and it's repetition as well, isn't it? It's the trust they build up over seeing you time and time again.
Yeah.
And the same message, but slightly different.
Yeah. And the only thing is when you run, and I think this is where you gamble a little bit more when you run a free conversion event, is that now you are relying on the conversion on the back end. So if I drop 20 grand on this launch and I sell a $5,000 program, well, I'm pretty certain that I'll hit that. Yeah. But still, you rely on the back end conversion. Whether you have a low ticket offer, you can actually have that low ticket offer completely cover your ad spend. Makes sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I noticed with yours, it's free to register, but then once you registered, there was a couple of low ticket offers at the bottom beyond that.
I love your attention to detail. That's right. Because here's another thing. It's like, are we giving them as many opportunities as possible to buy from us? That's another thought process that I have as well. People are like, oh, I don't want to push them too much. I don't want to like sell too much. My assumption is, well, let's create with the assumption that we have some really epic stuff that people can actually value from. So I want to give you as many opportunities as possible to actually buy from me. I'm not forcing you, but I want to create the rhythm of, once you're in my world, I'm going to make you as successful as possible. So I'm going to give you multiple opportunities to actually learn from me so we can get to the outcome that I know that you want.
We say it all the time. We're like, because we're going through it and we're just like, if people don't buy this, like they're actually fucking off their nuts. Like honestly, because we know that the value it will change. It's changed our life. Like in 2.5, 3 years ago, we were working for the man in a big global corporate, right? It was soulless. We hated it. I nearly stepped away from it at many a time.
Yeah.
Now our life has transformed so differently. Like it's crazy.
And this is the most important part. If you don't believe it, no one else will.
Yeah.
I am that unwavering in the things that I am teaching founders. It's like, it has changed my life. Like, we're talking like humble beginnings over here, had nothing given to me. And I just committed that I'm going to become the absolute fucking best at what I do. So committed to it. So now I wholeheartedly believe it. In every word I speak, in every interview, in every post, in everything that I do, it's like I feel so proud of what I've created. Now it's like, if you don't want to work with me, it's like, I'm not even going to try and convince you, because it's just like, good luck to you. Like, sure, go and figure it out. But it's like, I'm not even going to try and convince you, because I'm that certain that my shit is that good. Of course, it's my job to communicate that in a good way, but that is the most important part, because it will come across in your energy, how you articulate yourself, how you speak about it. Energy doesn't lie. You can tell when someone is like, yeah, come and fucking buy my stuff. But I'm like, have you done it yourself? Yeah. This is another thing. The embodiment piece is fucking huge. And one of my biggest pet hates, and I say this to some people that want to work with me, I'm like, the stuff that you are selling, have you mastered it yourself first? Otherwise, how can you, with that much conviction, tell me that your stuff is worth paying for if you have not even done it for yourself?
Yeah, 100%. There's no way I could even think about launching this business unless I knew it would work and I knew we'd over-deliver. Right? Like, we are the ICP. We've been there and we've done it. If we were trying to sell how to grow your gym memberships, I would have absolutely zero clue. And to try and pretend that I did would just eat me up inside.
100%. Yeah. And what I will say, and if I look back, I did a industry average on a conversion event is about like 3%. Mm-hmm. And some of my clients are seeing, including myself, are seeing 20, 30, even 38% conversion, which is huge. When I do my numbers and when I set my goals, I still do them on like a 3 to 5% conversion. And then I get a nice surprise at the end.
Nice.
But with that, and even when it comes to delivering your conversion event, repetition creates confidence. Mm-hmm. If you want to be more confident at something, become more competent, and repetition. I go over my presentation, even when I do like keynotes, that many times. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I know the entire slides, every single word, exactly what I'm going to say, why I say it, the psychology behind every single sentence. It's going to come across like I'm just sitting there, just like having a chat. But everything I do, I have sat and I've studied, and repetition, again and again and again and again, because I never want to be in my head when I go to deliver. I just want to be in flow, because that is what people can feel, and that gives people certainty to buy.
Bang. What's next? I know that's a massive one. I don't want to take away from that, but I also want to squeeze everything in as well. So we've got the ads, right? No.
What else do you need?
I don't know what else there is.
One thing you said early on, which surprised me a little bit, and I don't know how someone would do this, because a lot of people that hopefully listening to this podcast are maybe sat on a business idea, and you said the first thing you advise is go and do your marketing before you create your product. Mm-hmm. Can you talk us through that a little bit more?
Yeah, 100%. So what I see a lot of people are doing is that they go and they create the course, they record the course, and then, they do all of the back end stuff, because that's like the little security blanket. It makes them feel like they've achieved. And I'm not saying, of course, you need to do it. But in my opinion, it's like you sell it and then you go and build it. And what I am saying with marketing and how compounding marketing works is that if you can articulate very clearly from like day one, before you build the thing, but if you can start to build that conditioning from day one, that is what's going to make the selling aspect really effortless. So what you can do, of course, you need to be clear on what you are helping people with, how you're going to help people without having the course recorded, but you still need to have clarity on what you are helping people with. When you are creating marketing without a call to action, you are just like here giving value. This is what's going through your mind. This is what you are navigating. If I were to take you from A to B, this is how I would do it. So you are just building credibility without selling anything. Yeah. Imagine creating that much of a cult following where they're just like hanging off every word you say. You're like, I'm not selling anything. They're just going to lean in. Because if you start with recording your stuff and then you're eager to sell it because you built it and it's cost you a lot to build it, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I just want to sell it straight away. We're not being patient. So I'm like, the best thing that you can do is to start to market, build the awareness, build the credibility, prime your audience to the point where they're just like, what the fuck can I buy from you? And you're like, I'm not ready yet. Like that is powerful. Now it's like a full dynamic like power play where people are just like, how can I work with you? And I'm like, how about you tell me where you're at so I can guide you in the right direction? It's like you want to be in that much control versus you saying, hey, please come and buy from me. Can you feel the difference in that?
Yeah.
Building so much demand to the point that they will become crazy about your content that they will drop into your DMs without a call to action and just say, I've seen your stuff. How do I work with you?
Yeah. I say it to a lot of the guys out here because it's a slightly different world because it's business to business in recruitment, but so many recruiters do a great post and it might be a third party story or some really good value, like subtle value builders about themselves or their service or results they've achieved for their clients. And then at the end, they're always like, so if you want to work with me or you're looking for a job or need to add staff to your team, contact me on XYZ. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. I'm like, I was so invested. I was there going, he's nailed it. What a great post. And then they ruin it at the end.
Okay, so why do you think, okay, great. So this is the exact point why I'm like.
Because they're selling. And that's what I say to these guys out here. I'm like, hit your value builder, talk to your ICP, which we've built out for each and every individual person, and just leave it. I was like, because if you're a talent manager and you're helping people find jobs, and you just hit content of giving tips for interview, giving tips for their resume, how they can best position themselves, how best to follow up. I'm like, if you keep giving them free value, when they need a job, if they're in your sector, they're going to contact you.
Exactly right. That is how you take up that piece of real estate. It's like, I know when people want to build up their sales funnel, when they want to make a lot of money, when they want to scale online, they're going to think of Rebecca.
Yeah, because you're just helping them.
Well, that's
you're not asking.
Exactly right. It's like give, then ask. Yeah. Where a lot of people, it's like, and this is where people go wrong, they want conversion, so they start to use more call to actions. And I'm like, if you want more conversion, stop asking for the call to action. Like stop asking. Start giving, create more demand. And this is the upward spiral of even creating demand. You have energy, momentum, demand. Energy, momentum, demand. And I am, if I can say it myself, I'm brilliant at this. Of creating, I have a lot of energy naturally, but creating energy in the sense of like I'm working towards my vision for my life, I'm creating energy like that. That is building momentum. I'm here being interviewed. I'm going to the Langham with a private client after this. I'm flying to London in a couple of months. I'm doing keynotes. I'm doing this. I'm playing. Like there's a lot of energy, a lot of movement around me, very intentionally so. When you have energy creates momentum. When you see someone have a lot of momentum, you're going to be like, fuck, that I need to work with that person.
Yeah.
That creates more demand. Same example, you have two restaurants next to each other. One's empty, one's full. Which one do you go to?
Yeah, 100%.
You fucking go to the full one because you're going to be like, the pasta's going to be better there. I don't want to go to the empty one. Like it's a vibe over here. So it is your job to try and to create as much energy, as much momentum as possible. So like take us behind the scenes of what you are building. Like make us be like, fuck, they are building a beast of a business. Make us invested in what you are building because now it's becoming about your journey, your momentum, your demand. Byproduct is that we buy because now we are loyal to your brand. We are invested.
It's the fear of missing out, isn't it?
Here's a quick one for you. So do we start a company Instagram page for this or we keep razzing it for our personals?
I would just run it through your personal.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, run it through your personal and like both just like own it and go all in on it and just like you can do like cross collaborations between the two of you. But I feel like the two of you and the powerful thing here is that you have a lot of success in, you know, other businesses and like you have so many things going for you. Like leverage that. That's your leverage point. It's like even like some of my leverage points is like, look at the assets that I'm building through property, through, you know, the profits in my business. I don't speak about just making money. It's like, what am I doing with that? How am I multiplying that? How can I leverage that? Can we talk about me being interviewed here, getting flown to London, like, can you see, like, can we just amplify that? Because that credibility matters. What you guys have done and where you've come from, it actually matters.
Brain blown.
I think I'm going to listen to this episode back about 10 times on repeat. I'm going to have a pen and paper and I reckon every time I listen to it, there's going to be more nuggets. I've just gone bang.
Can I just share one more thing?
100%.
Okay. So you mentioned a mastermind.
Yeah.
And the power of a mastermind, I've ran many, many masterminds. The power of a mastermind is the quality of the humans inside of the mastermind.
Yeah.
So be very, very clear on like, who am I actually wanting inside of this group? And what am I actually offering? Because sometimes it's not that maybe you have a different conversation, but sometimes it's about proximity. Sometimes it's about getting closer to you guys and, you know, taking that other leap of faith. And maybe maybe it's an experience. Maybe it's a different conversation. Maybe it's a combination of the two. Maybe you do in-person meetups. Maybe it's something about increasing your visibility in your network. Maybe there's another aspect to it. But the way you feel the mastermind is from overflow from the results you are getting inside of your course. So and this is how you create a horizontal funnel. I need to add this detail in. once people have converted and become a paid client, the way you now maximize the CLV for that particular client is that you make it a no-brainer for them to transition into the mastermind. So what you can do is that you create a conversion sequence. I call this a horizontal funnel, that they've gone through your vertical, they become a paid client. They're like, now how do we squeeze as much juice out of the lemon as possible? And the way you do that is that you create a longer, more spacious sequence. But we want to plant the seed. It's like, you're not here to stay in this course.
Yeah.
You're here to have conversations inside of this mastermind. And I'm going to make it now a no-brainer for you to join the mastermind. So what you could do, depending on your pricing structure, but I would honor the entire investment for the course if they join the mastermind.
Okay.
Which means you may need to bump up your price on your mastermind.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, okay.
Or you do a 50%, or you do something that is going to make sense the way you have positioned things. Yeah. But for instance, if I run a course and someone signs up to like a funnel course and then they join one of my programs, I would credit the entire investment of that course to come into my paid program.
Because your back end is so valuable.
Yeah, correct.
And they're typically more subscription-based models as well.
Yeah. And that's ultimately how you will just like increase your monthly recurring revenue. Yeah. Because what you'll find when you have these launches is that it's nice for cash injection, but the way to really increase your monthly recurring will be to get people in the mastermind. Yeah. And you want to think about, how do I take them from A to B? That would be to prime it, even like the day they sign up, to be like, I'm so pumped that you're here. But my goal for you is to have you inside of this space. And this is why it matters. But you need to qualify to get into the group.
Yeah.
When you use the word qualify, I did this on my first ever program. I had one program and they had to qualify to a certain revenue point to join me in my next program. These women were fucking competing like there was no tomorrow. They're like, next month I'm going to qualify. And I'd be like, nah, not this month. And they'll be like, oh, I'm going to get in. And as soon as someone got in, I would celebrate that person and be like, she qualified, she's upgraded.
Wow.
And people would just be like, fuck, how do I get into this group? They were selling themselves into $30,000 mastermind where it is like, it made sense. And inside of that space, we had a different conversation, which supported their evolution. So be clear on the next step in their evolution, because we don't have to make the assumption once they have this course, sure, they're going to be happy, but how do we take them next level? How do they build their personal brands? How do they start a podcast? Yeah. How do they get more opportunities? What's going to be that next conversation? You're going to be like, it's not a conversation for now, but once we master this and you have some revenue coming in, you're going to have a lot of spaciousness and you're going to be like, what am I going to do with my time? You're going to be like, I've got a mastermind for you and I've got a plan for you, how we now can maximize this even further.
That's so good. All the content we've spoken about on that back end is literally all of that to a T.
We almost feel that's the easier bit for us, right? Because what we've been very cautious about is not blowing people's brains too much.
Correct.
On the front end. And then it's just, too much to kind of implement and put in place. So the back end stuff, we've kind of had to hold back.
Yes.
Okay, mate, that's too much for this level. Hold it in the mastermind. Here's what we'll give them.
It's the best thing you can do.
It's the exclusivity. Yeah. One thing I felt about our mastermind, sometimes people go, this is a year-long program. Well, we went with a monthly subscription because I think what people will find is there'll be so much value in the mastermind, and that will typically be for someone who does want to then go and execute on scale. Beyond a year, they'll go, well, they're refining it each year. They're adding more content and more valuable content. It's actually the cost of not being in here is far greater than the cost of being in here.
Right. Yeah.
So that should just grow over time.
Yeah.
Because we genuinely, again, believe the fraction of value that they'll actually pay to be in there. I think across a year, the current pricing point, it's probably one placement in recruitment. Now, he's making 4 or 5 placements a month.
It's amazing.
So the trade-off of value is ridiculous.
Yeah. 100%.
It's a no-brainer. I think that's a really key wording. I really enjoyed this episode. It's a no-brainer offer, right? If you don't do it, you've got rocks in your head.
That's it. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Just sign up. Holy shit.
That was a lot. People asked for your back and you did not disappoint. That was incredible. I know we spoke a lot about our business, and I think it was a really good idea from ads to try and do that, because it helps, rather than we're just talking technical jargon, it helps people bring it to life, and they should be nodding along going, okay, well, this is my business idea, this is how it could apply to me. So I think for someone that's either just started at the same position as us or even just sat on an idea, if they can't take value away from that.
I didn't press record, mate. This is just a coaching session.
You know what I want to say as well, that it's like, and especially to people even like starting out, it's like, if you have this one step, take that one step. It's like, you don't have to have the full picture before you actually start to execute. And I see this with my clients, and I have this one client in particular. She's brilliant, but she's like full trust in me. And, you know, I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, you just make me laugh because she's so brilliant. She has that much trust. She's like, I don't even know what's next. I've painted the picture for her, but she has that much trust. She's like, yeah, you just tell me to take this one step. I take this one step. And then I take this one. And I was like, can you see all of the like bits coming together now? And she was like, I can start to see it. But the best part about her is that she started to move when she had the first step.
Yeah.
She didn't wait for all 10 steps. And that's the best thing that you can do.
100%.
That's been just as good as I thought it would be, which is I have very, very high hopes for this one. Thanks so much for coming back on and getting into the nitty and gritty. I don't think I'll probably listen to a podcast that'll be that actionable, value packed, and probably warts and all in terms of this kind of function in my life. Like Diver CEO is obviously elite, but that's all quite high level still.
Yeah.
They don't say, okay, this is step one, this is step two. That's going to be powerful for anyone and for me.
I'm very excited for you guys for this next chapter because I know what's ahead. And if you just like stick it out, I know you're in the thick of building right now. And this is a season where I call it's like unmeasurable results. It's like there's a lot of time investment at the moment. But I promise you it's going to be worth it. And I will come back for a round 3 once you've had your first fucking 100K month in this new business. And then we're going to be like, we fucking did it. And then we have a bottle of champagne on the table. Then we have a drink whilst we do it.
A way more rogue conversation.
Yeah.
Love it.
Done.
I'm very excited for you guys, and thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming back. That was awesome.